Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Live with Roger Hanson. I'm Roger Hanson, and I am here with Karma Love. Hello, Karma.
Hi.
I just uh, started the recording and everything, but I freaking wanted to wait until we got into this before I announced it. I said we had good news on the stream, so today I wanted to announce a couple good things. The one thing is Karma Love has a gamer name now, and
Hey.
she is now a part of Team Retro with me and Rapid Glitch, and I just wanted to say welcome to Team Retro, Karma.
Thank you. You guys make me so happy.
And you want to tell everybody what your gaming name is?
Karma Cat.
She's Karma Cat. Karma Love is Karma Cat. It's going to be her gaming name. And then I have a couple of other good things coming up. I was just talking with Disney Magic Zach, and he has decided that he's going to, or he has agreed to come back to my stream for the storytelling series, and he's going to tell the story of Disney from his perspective.
So is that tomorrow?
That is Thursday before the 21st, I believe it is. So, wait, 21st. Wait, uh, yeah, it's
21st is Friday, right?
wait, yeah, I believe so. I believe so. I can pull it up. It's going to be on the it's going to be on Thursday, and it's going to be recorded before Tech Talk, which is at 5 p.m. my time and 11 p.m. British Standard Time.
Okay.
So,
Oh wow, they'd be on here late. I didn't realize it was such a time
yeah.
zone.
So we're talking about doing it. We'll be doing it that beforehand, and then I also wanted to mention the fact that you're doing an interview with Magic Zach Disney on the day after that, so that would be at 4 p.m. your time and 3 p.m. my time.
Okay.
And he's gonna do an interview with you on your experiences with Disneyland.
Okay.
So you're good. You're gonna be busy, and so am I. Now
Nice.
on that day, you're gonna have to slip away from the round table so you can do your interview.
Okay.
I believe that's what it is. Yeah.
Okay.
So we finally got all that straight. So we're doing the interview on the 21st. And yeah, I messed those dates up, didn't I?
No, you said 21st is Friday.
No,
And
it's
then the
not.
20th it
You're
is
right.
Friday.
It is on Saturday. So
The 21st? Oh
you're
yeah, I see 19, 20, 21. I do see it.
so you'll be doing your interview on the 21st. I'll be doing my storytelling on the 20th. So that's going to be good. And he said it sounds good, and he said that we can do questions and answers after he does the story too. And my brother Robert he loved the death out of that first interview, so he should be back on here to ask questions. I'm going to show him how to set up his headphones and stuff, so we might be able to get him on here with us. Just be aware he's a crazy man.
why, Why does he get that title?
I mean, you know me.
Dare
Come
I
on now.
ask?
Yeah, you know me. You shouldn't even have to ask. I mean, it's kind of like. But anyhow, those are the good news things that we have for the announcements and stuff. Now, today I wanted to get into cryptids because our topic is strangeness. We've covered a lot of ranges. We went from spirituality or spiritual things to like the cults and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We've also discussed
The catacombs.
catacombs, like natural strange things that's happened.
The stretchy skin guy and the person that can twist himself around his whole body. Have you ever had matcha tea?
Yeah.
It's really good. Today's my first. Well, this girl I met, she gave me some of hers, but I never had my own. And today's the first time I realized it was good. I didn't know it was such a thing.
No.
Okay, that was just a sidebar.
Yeah.
How do I
But
get
today I want to kind of get into discussing the skinwalker, dogmen, and the wendigo. And like I said in the comment, I was like, sightings of these creatures, they stretch from Canada all the way down to the deserts of the Southwest in the United States.
Oh wow.
And the stories about these creatures or beings, I mean, they go back all the way to the ancient Native Americans and their lore. So I that's the thing that really captures my attention about them the most, about these three in particular. Not the dogmen as much as the wendigo and the skinwalker. You know what I mean? And a lot of people think the skinwalkers and the wendigo are the same thing, but they're not. So,
I'm about to look them both up because, like I said, I've been playing Minecraft, and I see you have this here in the chat. That's why old John said good luck. I wonder why.
oh,
I
just
wonder
the way
how.
I said that. It's like today I wanna. How was it that I said that? Actually, like,
Brave man, today I will deal with skinwalkers, dogmen, and the Wendigo. And he said, "Brave man, I
yeah.
want to
I didn't say I was wanting to stream
good."
them. I said
It
I was.
just sounds like you're going to deal with them directly.
He's a crazy
Looking at
man.
a Wendigo, I can only imagine why it was him saying that you're a brave man. This thing looks scary. Like, what is this? Hold on, let me use Firebox. I like that one better.
Yeah,
It's
he
like,
caught me on that one. He did catch me on that one. I got a kick out of that too. I'll put the links that I have so far on there.
oh my gosh. Hey, haven't people said, I apologize, I'm eating ice
Oh,
from
it's
that
fine.
drink. And it's so unprofessional. But the drink was so good, the ice tastes good.
Yeah.
Hold on. I've heard of people saying that they seen that. That looks like that thing that people have saw near Area 51. You remember, have you heard about that story? Hold on, let me see if I can find it. First, the market just opened, and I have to make sure I'm not going broke because I was up when it closed on Friday.
Okay.
I'm not going broke. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Good for you.
I know. I'm so grateful. I literally started with $15, and I'm still in triple digits, so that's nice to see. $15 got me over 100. And so, let me see. Where am I going? Where am I going? It was like a story not too long ago, and sightings, and it was like an upright creature sightings
Mm-hmm.
because it looks like this Wendigo thing of upright creature near area
No, I can
51.
I can read the beginning for the
Let me
Wendigo if
see
you
it.
want me to do it.
Here it
So
is. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I will. You're gonna read it, or
yeah, I
you're
can
gonna?
read it. I can
Oh,
from the Wikipedia. So it,
okay. It's in Amarillo, Texas, actually,
okay.
and it wasn't. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead, though. I'm ready for you to read the Wendigo.
Okay. Wendigo is a mythical creature or evil spirit originating from the folklore of Plains and Great Lake natives, as well as some First Nations. It is based in and around the east coast forests of Canada, the Great Plains region of the United States, and the Great Lake region of the United States and Canada, grouped in modern ethnology as speakers of Algonquin family languages. Algonquin family languages, and the Algonquin are one of the most populous and widespread North American native language groups. They historically were prominent along the Atlantic coast and in the interior regions along St. Lawrence River and around the Great Lakes. These groups, I'll stop there. Now, the Wendigo is often said to be a malevolent spirit, sometimes depicted as a creature with human-like characteristics, which possesses human beings. The Wendigo is said to invoke feelings of insatiable greed and hunger, the desire to cannibalize other humans, and the propensity to commit murder in those that fall under its influence.
Oh my gosh.
In some representations, the Wendigo is described as a giant humanoid with a heart of ice, a foul stench or sudden, unseasonable chill. No, a foul stench or sudden, unseasonable chill might precede its approach. In modern psychiatry, the Wendigo lends its name to a form of psychosis known as Wendigo psychosis, which is characterized by symptoms such as an intense craving for human flesh and an intense fear for becoming a cannibal. Wendigo psychosis is described as a culture-bound syndrome, and a culture-bound syndrome is in medical and medical anthropology a culture-bound syndrome or culture-specific syndrome or folk illness is a combination of psychiatric and somatic symptoms that are considered to be a recognizable disease only within a special society or culture. Now, in some First Nations communities, other symptoms such as insatiable greed and destruction of the environment are also thought to be symptoms of Wendigo psychosis. The concept of the Wendigo has been used in literature and other works of art, both by Native Americans and by others, including in works of social commentary and horror fiction. Now, what do you think about that?
Yeah, no, I think that's insane. And I'm reading this story about the Indians asked the Wendigo if there was any fat on them. He said, "You bet there is. I have eaten a lot of Indians. No wonder they are fat." The Indian then killed him and cut him to pieces. This was the end of the Wendigo. The giant Wendigo. That is wild. Like, I'm listening
to the descriptive part of it is like, oh, they just cut him up. Fuck you.
Yeah, they were like, "You what? You ate who?" "Oh, okay, man, we'll show you." And that's literally what happened.
I didn't even feel any suspense when you told that story. I was like,
No.
what the heck?
Like, watch your mouth.
That was the end of the Wendigo.
Yeah, that was the end of the giant Wendigo. Like, what? That's insane. He said, "You bet there is. I have eaten lots of Indians. No wonder they are fat." The Indians then killed him and caught him. We ain't even gonna ask no more questions. You will die.
Don't say nothing about a fat Indian, or you might end up.
I know. And then we had Wendigo soup. That should have been the last. That should have been the last sentence. And
That's
then they had
crazy.
Wendigo soup.
Where the hell they come up with that stuff?
I know. What does this says? It says, where does this come from? Folklore description. But I'm just looking at it. Okay, Ontario. I mean, and see, this is why I would not be moving. Like, keep my like. Look at this thing. I wouldn't
Now
even.
the
I wonder
Wendigo,
if Tan ever seen any of these.
the Wendigo is actually more prevalent in Canada. I do know that from everything I've seen and heard. I've always heard more of the stories of the Wendigo coming from the Canada area. I didn't know that it was more prevalent towards the East Coast, so I thought it might have been like in Saskatchewan and areas like that because of the deep woods and stuff.
This picture that Medium has of it looks like Baphomet. Like the way that they depict Baphomet to be. The skull and I don't know. I'm not
The
terrified
horns.
of. Yeah, like
The-
his skull. The way his skull looks like. Even this one, the Wendigo. Oh, there's a movie. Oh, I might have to indulge. I'll probably be scared crapless. But then this guy, the Legend of Fort Kent Wendigo. He looks like a straight human with horns. This one looks scary. Oh
Now
my
the now
gosh.
the word indigo appears in many Native American languages and has many alternative translations. The source of the English word is the Ojibwe word Wendigo or Wendigo with two O's instead of one. In the Cree language, it is Wahitikau.
You sound like you about to start
Wittikau.
singing for a second.
Yeah, Wedikow, also translated Wedikow. Other
Oh, man.
other translations include Wendigo, 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 or go. Yeah, Windgo, or Wingo with two eyes, and then Wingo, Wendigo, Wendigo. Just basically a whole bunch of changes in the letters and stuff.
Yeah.
Winsigo is another one, or Witiku. And then
How did you learn
Wingu.
about this stuff?
I was fascinated with it. It's interesting stuff, and this stuff stretches throughout history. This isn't just something like Indians were talking about this before a white man even stepped foot on the freaking continent. You know what I mean?
So you didn't run into any of these or have friends that ran into
No.
any of these. This just comes from
I'd
your research.
love
No,
to
I was
find
just
people. I'd
right.
love to find people who'd be willing to like share their stories on stuff like this because
I wonder if Tan has ever heard of a Wendigo. I'm fixed to text him and ask. I'm gonna chat him and ask him.
don't get him scared now. He'll get
Have you? Yeah, right. Tan's minds would be, you know what I mean, like the super scion of everything. You're right. They better be scared of him. You know,
No.
so those common ones you got to be careful of.
No, the plural
Have you
form
had
of
it?
Wendigo is Wendigo. It and is also spelled Wendigoag or Wendigo Buag or Wendicoke. The Proto-Algonquin term has been reconstructed as Wentikowa, which may have meant owl. And see, the owl would be good for that UFO story that's going on up in Nome, Alaska, because like people who have been abducted swear up and down that instead of seeing aliens, they would see an owl in their mind.
Really?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So
Where did they get? Where they getting abducted from?
they're getting abducted from Nome, Alaska, and they would go into
Papi.
hypnotics. They would be hypnotized by this therapist, and she would have them freaking look at this owl and find out that it was actually aliens that abducted them. But in their minds, until that point, all they could see was the owl. So
That's interesting.
maybe it was actually the Wendigo, and it wasn't aliens, or maybe it was aliens pretending to be the Wendigo that were eat.
But they don't look anything like an owl. These Wendigos like resemble
Yeah.
like no nothing like an owl.
Now
But
though,
to hear that people see an owl before abduction, I've
the
heard that owls have symbolized.
now the owl, or the parallels is the Wichugi is a similar being that appears in the legends of Athabascan of the Athabascan people. And the Athabascans is a large family of indigenous languages of North America, located in Western North America in three aerial language groups: Northern, Pacific Coast, and Southern. Carey and Potter, 2010, placed the total territory of the 53 Athabascan languages at 4,022,000 square kilometers. And from the map that they show on there, this bad boy stretches pretty much all the way up to Alaska, down into the middle of Canada, and then there's like a little bit down in the southwest area by Texas, New Mexico, and just on the edge of Arizona.
Can you share the map or
I
you
could,
screen share it?
yeah.
Then we can have visuals. But you said Texas too. That's crazy because Amarillo, Texas, is where they spotted a creature, is what they called it. And this was last year, and they didn't know what it was.
Yeah, let me see if I
They
can.
spotted it near the zoo. It looked like a werewolf walking on two legs.
Let me see if I can pull this up. I have some cool ways of doing it, but I ain't that cool. I gotta drop it off of the full screen.
Well, if it's too difficult, then you don't have to. I was just thinking it would be a
Oh,
good visual for what we were talking about.
It's all right. It's a good idea to put it on there. So
Just so people can see, when they watch the stream.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. Now let's see if we can get it to share. Now this isn't on the Wendigo right here. This is on the people who speak that language, the Athabascan language.
Athabascan.
Yeah. Now that right there is okay. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Now is that coming through good?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And I see the green shading here to the left. Fever. I'm not sure how to say that. And Doppely. Are those all places are in Canada? Yeah, I see this. The United
Yeah.
States are all places in Canada.
Now up on the top area, it has what is that?
Coyoka.
Yukon. Now that might be the Yukon, and it goes just barely into Alaska. So
Where? Okay, hold on. Where? Oh, that's Alaska right there to the left at the top.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. I thought Alaska would have been at the top to the right where there's no green. I didn't know.
Yukon. And then you have Tamaya, all that. Some crazy names, man. This goes all the way up. I don't even know if that's part of Alaska. Most of that I don't even. Well, the Yukon is Alaskan territory, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I heard you come from before. Oh, okay. I see the line barrier right here. So all of that is Alaska, where it says 10. What is that? Tanana? Tanana? Hold on. Let me see. And then Koyukon. Koyukon. Alaska. That's all Alaska. Let me see a map of Alaska. Oh, maybe I can have it right here.
That's pretty cool stuff, man.
Oh, okay. So the Gulf of Alaska, Alaska here, Fairbanks, and so that's still Canada. But like, is all of that Canada? Like, see, it says Northwest Territories. It's like the
Now that
Northwest Territories is not part of Canada, though.
it could be their territory, like how the Marshall Islands are our territories in Puerto, not yep, yeah, Puerto Rico, Puerto
Puerto
Rico.
Rico, yeah, because it's like they're not part of the United States, but the United States owns them type thing. But
Yeah,
then here, the United States is owned by Great Britain, so I mean, it's just interesting.
yeah. So let's see now. Where am I at? I gotta. I still haven't got used to doing all this stuff.
With the map and stuff.
Well, with navigating and stuff.
Athabascan language. Wonder what it sounds like. Do we have a clip of hearing the people speak Athabascan?
It would be cool. Let me see.
I'm about to look for one. Are you going to look for one? I can look for one, and you can.
You
I
can
just feel like
if you can find something. That'd
my
be
phone
cool.
is like burning up hot, and like ever since I did my show last night, my phone all day long is like seriously hot. It's burning hot. Like every time I touch it, it's just treacherous. Like I don't even want to touch it. I see Abaskin.
Now
Ab.
I'll go ahead and I'll read the folklore description. You want to hear it?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, the Wendigo is part of the traditional belief system of a number of Algonquin speaking people, including the Ojibwe, the Sultux, the Cree, the Naskapi, and the Innu. Although descriptions can vary somewhat, common to all these cultures is the view that the Wendigo is a malevolent, cannibalistic, supernatural being. There were strongly they were strongly associated with winter, the north, coldness, famine, and starvation. Basil H. Johnson, an Ojibwe teacher and scholar from Ontario, gives a description of a Wendigo. A Wendigo was gaunt to the point of emaciation. Its desiccated skin pulled tightly over its bones, with its bones pushing out against its skin. Its complexion, the ash gray of death, and its eyes pushed back deep into its sockets. The Wendigo looked like a gaunt skeleton, recently interred from the grave. What lips it had were tattering and bloody, unclean and suffering from suppuration or suppuration of the flesh. The Wendigo gave off a strange and eerie odor of decay and decomposition, of death and corruption. In Ojibwe, Eastern Cree, West Main Swampy Cree, Naskapi, and Innu lore, Wendigos are often described as giants that are many times larger than human beings, a characteristic absent from the myth of other Algonquin cultures. Whenever a Wendigo ate another person, it would grow in proportion to the meal it had just eaten, so it could never be full. Therefore, Wendigos are portrayed as simultaneously gluttonous and extremely thin due to starvation. The Wendigo is seen as the embodiment of gluttony, greed, and excess. Never satisfied after killing and consuming one person, they can constantly search for new victims. The Wendigo need not lose the human's power of cognition or speech, and in some depictions may clearly communicate with its prospective victims or even threaten or taunt them. A specimen of folk story collected in the 20th century by Lottie Chickaqua Marsden, an ethnographer of the Chippewas of Rama First Nation, in which a Wendigo also exhibited tool use and ability to survive partial dismemberment and auto-cannibalism, reads, "One time long ago, a big Wendigo stole an Indian boy, but the boy was too thin, so the Wendigo didn't eat him up right away, but he traveled with the Indian boy waiting for him till he'd get fat. The Wendigo had a knife, and he'd cut the boy on the hand to see if he was fat enough to eat, but the boy didn't get fat. They traveled too much. One day, they came to an Indian village, and the Wendigo sent the boy to the Indian village to get some things for him to eat. He just gave the boy so much time to go there and back. The boy told the Indians that the Wendigo was near them and showed them his hand where the Wendigo cut him to see if he was fat enough to eat. They heard the Wendigo calling the boy. He said to the boy, 'Hurry up. Don't tell lies to those Indians.' All of those Indians went to where the Wendigo was and cut off his head. They went back again to see if he was dead. He wasn't dead. He was eating the juice or marrow from the inside of the bones on his legs that were cut off. The Indians asked the Wendigo if there was any fat on them. He said, 'You bet there is. I have eaten lots of Indians. No wonder they are fat.' The Indians then killed him and cut him to pieces. This was the end of the giant Wendigo." Now that's what you were just reading?
Yeah.
Wow. That's cool. Isn't that interesting?
I mean, yeah, because I didn't even think that stuff like this is I don't want to say real, but it's, to me, reading this makes it more real. And I could just imagine being the warrior chief of an Indian tribe, and then some wolfman comes and attempts to try you. He's like, "Man, I'll make a felt out of," you know what I mean? I'll make a felt out of you. You'll be a throw rug guy, and kind of that's what it was for him. But then too, I was looking up this Athabascan language, it's it doesn't exist. It's almost like they're saying it's all languages combined. That's why I was interested in seeing what it was, because Athabascan language sounds because I think and then it just goes to what languages sound alike. What do you sound like in your language? Chicken, chicken, chicken. And the multilingual gibberish girl. What does 28 broad? See, it makes it seem like it's a mix of the language, and that's why I was thinking maybe it's something like the God said earlier, that they say it's tongues, and maybe it's a universal language. I just wish I could see more or hear it.
It sounds like a lot of what me and you've been talking about with linguistics. You know what I mean? Researching languages and there could be a combination of languages, but going back. You know what I mean? Like,
And find, yeah, and just seeing their similarities and how they parallel, and just where the difference is, because we were talking about just like the language barriers and stuff like that that's caused by um being unable to effectively communicate.
now, human cannibalism. Okay, in some traditions, humans overpowered by greed could turn into wendigos. The myth thus served as a method to encourage cooperation and moderation. Other sources say wendigos were created when a human resorted to cannibalism to survive. To
Huh.
survive. Humans could also turn into a wendigo by being in contact with them for too long. Now, taboo reinforcement ceremony. Along the Assiniboine, the Cree, and the Assiniboine, Ojibwe, a satirical ceremonial dance is sometimes performed during times of famine to reinforce the seriousness of the Wendigo taboo. The ceremony known as Wendigo Kaanzamoan was performed during times of famine and involved wearing masks and dancing backwards around a drum. The last known Wendigo ceremony conducted in the United States was at Lake Wendigo of Star Island of Cass Lake. That's
Where Star Island is that? Where's that at?
Lake Wendigo is a small lake on Star Island in northern Minnesota, United States.
Okay.
All right, and Cass Lake is in Minnesota, located within boundaries of Leech Lake Indian Reservation. It's surrounded by Pike Bay Township. Cass Lake had a population of 675 in the 2020 census. And the Leech Lake Reservation is an Indian reservation located in north central Minnesota counties of Cass, Itasca, Beltrami, and Hubbard.
Hubbard County.
Yeah.
I feel like I know Hubbard.
So now they have the psychosis thing, which we could go through, but I'm really not interested in psychological stuff. You know, and they do have pictures on here too for the Wendigo.
Yeah, I see them. I'm on that wiki.
Look at that.
That's hold on, let me see.
Look
This is
at
black.
that.
Oh, what am I? Oh
Yeah.
wow, see that's crazy. Oh wow, that's somebody in a costume.
Yeah.
Huh. Those horns have to be heavy.
We could
Those.
we could dress up like that for Halloween.
Those nails are wicked, man. Look at those things.
See, and he should have took his hand out of that freaking picture. Like,
Yeah,
dude,
this guy right here, and then
Yeah.
made it dark in the background, like so we don't even feel like there's a door and a Diet Coke in the back.
yeah.
You know?
Oh my god, I didn't even see the Diet Coke. Like, come on, ruin a picture. You know what I mean?
Like they should have just made it to where, but they didn't care about the effect. They just wanted people to see the product. I wonder if he, like, what's that on his face to make that? Is it a stocking?
I don't know. That might actually be like. There we go. There we go. Let me zoom that in.
Oh, it's a mask.
It's an actual mask. That is cool.
Yeah, it is super cool. So that's what you're going for?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
It is scary. Imagine running him in a dark night.
I could come up with something a little bit better, like the eyes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't even see how he can breathe. I was looking for the nose holes. They don't look like to be present.
That's a good.
I guess a little.
Maybe right there at the. I don't know
Is
if you can
it?
see my mouse.
I can see your mouth. I guess that is a hole. I just
Maybe.
even like his mouth, like there's no opening for the mouth. It
But that
doesn't. It looks like you know what I mean. It's like
that
they're
could
still
be his
closed in.
mouth. To be honest, the way they got it set up.
It's like his whole face is behind something. That is
Hmm.
so crazy. See, I feel like people have to relate to these things to even attempt to recreate it. Like how you know what I mean? Like even if they
Yeah.
didn't see it themselves, it's like some type of truth in it.
Now let's let's move on to the second topic, which is the Skinwalker. What do you think?
Skinwalker. I'm about
This
to go.
the Skinwalker. Now the Skinwalker is a little bit different, but a lot of people get these two mixed up, like they're the same thing, and they're really not. But there is some similarities to it. I will say that there is, but it's not exactly the same. Um, if you want to, you can read, but I'll read if you want me to.
I'll do it. I'm just getting Skinwalker pulled up. Skinwalker, Navajo culture. Blah blah blah. And Navajo. Hold on. You're too far from me. My phone's down there.
Uh,
And it was too hot to touch. In Navajo, in Navajo culture, a Skinwalker, Navajo Ye Naladelusi, is a type of harmful witch which has the ability to turn into, possess, or disguise themselves as an animal. I wonder if my cat's a Skinwalker. The term is used never. The term is never used for killers. Look, I said that, and then something made a strange noise in the kitchen, and it was just like, whoa. Hey, what if she is a skinwalker? I like that's why I stopped. It was like, what was that? In the Navajo language, Ye Naladelusi translates to, by means of it, it goes on all fours. While perhaps the most common variety seen in horror fiction by non Navajo people, the Ye Naladelusi, excuse me, excuse me, is one of several varieties of skinwalkers in Navajo culture. Specifically, they are a type of anti-Hinji. Okay, I just want to look up what that. What is an anti-Hinji? Let me see. Come on, Apple, do your thing. Look up anti-Hinji. Search web. What is a wolf? Search the Skinwalker. Oh, see, it's still just saying. But what is an anti
let
in
me,
need?
let me.
Oh, it's not even a G. That's like a exclamation upside down with a little. I've never seen anything like
It
that.
says Wall, Leon, and William Morgan Navajo English Dictionary, and I can probably check that out for you.
Oh, that's what you're looking at. That's yeah, the citation though. I
Yeah.
was trying. What is that symbol though in the word? Do you see the ANTI? Then it's a apostrophe, and then it's like, what is that? That's not even upside down exclamation point. It's like an upside down exclamation and an upside down question mark.
That's the strange part for me too. It took me a long time to even figure out how to put those kind of quotations into words on the keyboard. So some of them,
Oh man, even typing them, I could only imagine.
yeah, I've never even heard of that anti-genie.
Yeah, it does look like it says Janice. See, I said the same thing, but does that thing count as a letter? It's not anti it's anti Janie.
Yeah,
What is that?
I have no clue. Hey, that would be nice if they had more of a description of that.
Yeah, even if I Googled it, like when I sat here and I did, all right, look it up. And then this was like, how did Indian places curse? How did Indians place curses on things and people? What are wolf skin runners in Native American culture? And the skinwalker. So let me see what
Now,
happens when I
wolf
search for that.
runner, I understand the whole concept between a wolf runner. Now, that's a good example of what I'm talking about. Like, back in the 70s, they came out with a movie called The Wendigo. And,
Hmm.
like, at the time, I thought it would be, like, about werewolves because I didn't know much about wendigos and skinwalkers and stuff, okay?
Right.
But the movie made it out like these wendigos were wolves that would appear out of nowhere and try to attack and kill this guy. And instead of getting him, they would always go after people that were close to him. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But the
That's the best way to affect your victim. They watch them like, yeah, they teach you that. Even
it
like the military.
and see, I fell under the impression that the Wendigo was kind of like that. But the truth of the matter is like they're that they have absolutely nothing to do with the Skinwalker. You know what I mean? The Skinwalkers are the shapeshifters and the witches. You know what I mean? The Wendigo is they have this insatiable freaking appetite, and they're always hungry and they're wanting to eat. You know what I mean? And it's
Um, I was about to say that's a good idea, regardless.
mm-hmm. So, but yeah, that's probably what they're talking about. These creatures can transform into animals. They can transform into
But they think they're witches. That's
well,
what,
read
because the
on.
Navajo is the real
Read on,
tribe.
you'll find out. It gets even. That's exactly what they're talking about right next. But just
Okay, let
underneath
me
that,
go. Let me keep going.
it's
First, I scrolled up. Okay, here you go. Navajo witches, including skinwalkers, represent the anathesis. Excuse me, anathesis. I apologize. I got distracted. Rapid sent me my picture of my thing, and I heard the vibrate. Anyway, let me focus. I've been waiting for my cat all day. Navajo witches, not all day, but 50 hours. Navajo witches, including skinwalkers, represent the antithesis of Navajo culture values. While community healers and culture workers are known as medicine men and women, or by other positive terms in the community, indigenous language, witches are seen as evil, performing harmful ceremonies and manipulative magic in a perversion of the good works medicine people traditionally perform. In order to practice their good works, traditional healers may learn about both good and evil magic in order to protect against evil. But people who choose to become witches are seen as corrupt. The
yeah,
legend of the. You want me to stop?
no. I was sitting. I was wanting to point out too that that statement is saying pages are needed for citation. So
We don't know how true that is.
right.
The legend of the skinwalker is not well understood outside of Navajo culture, both due to reluctance to discuss the subject with outsiders. Hold on, my phone's sliding off my breast. As well as the Cherokee Nation. Academic Adrian Keene, yeah, says is a lack of unnecessary culture context that stories are embedded within. Traditional Navajo people are reluctant to reveal skinwalker lore to non Navajos or to discuss it at all among those they do not trust. Keen, founders of the website Native Appropriations, has written in response to non Navajos incorporating the legends into their writing, and specifically the impact when J.K. Rowling did so. That when this is done, we as Native people are now opened up to a barrage of barrage. This is barrage of questions about these beliefs and traditions. But these are not things that need or should be discussed by outsiders at all. I'm sorry if that seems unfair, but that's how our culture survived. I wonder if that means that so people don't ridicule. Or I feel like maybe what if the Navajos are the Indians that we find and they're just changing into, you know what I mean, different type of creatures. That would be wild, right?
Now, with the Navajo too, like I've seen documentaries and stuff and videos where they talk about the Navajos and the way they feel about it. Like they don't even like mentioning the skinwalkers. Not they don't even like talking about or saying the name out loud. You know what I mean? They strongly believe that it's a curse just saying the word
Wow.
skin, the name of the skinwalker out loud. Um, it's a very touchy situation with them because they honestly do believe in the skinwalkers, and they don't even want to, especially if they're shamans. Like they're still shamans in their tribes, and they don't believe that you should even speak the name of the skinwalker.
I was about to say, look, they done got you now. You can, you're not speaking the name.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not an Indian. They don't want to eat no fat Indian or no fat white boy. They want those fat Indians. You know. So
So I
um,
wonder if that's all they eat too, or would they feed on other cultures? See, there's a lot of questions we
there's
had
been
here.
stories. I mean, I've heard some pretty good cryptids, man, where people have talked about the skinwalkers, and they don't discriminate. They'll eat whatever they can, or they'll. Well, I shouldn't say eat because actually I'm getting it mixed up now too. I'm talking about the freaking Wendigo, and we're talking about the skinwalkers now. So, but yeah, they don't discriminate the Wendigos or the skinwalkers. Um, there's a lot of cool podcasts on the skinwalkers that tell stories about them too, and a lot of it is creepy pasta. Don't get me wrong, but
Mhm.
there's a lot of good stories in it where people supposedly have sent their message or stories in and they're being read, but I'm not here. It's not my place to say if they're real or not. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
I mean, but there is cool stories that you can hear about them. So, and to be honest, what they say there, not. I'm not really quite sure on exactly how they do classify the skinwalkers because I know it does have to do with shape shifting, and it does have to do with wearing raggedy clothes, and they also are portrayed as witches and stuff like that. But even the way they behave is real animalistic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but this link pulled me up to Dogman. This isn't the
Yeah,
Skywalker.
Dogman is next, so don't worry about all that.
I thought I was gonna see the
That's the
picture.
good stuff. Dogman. Now, I I know that like a lot of people have said that these skinwalkers also can put a curse on you, and it'll make you deathly sick. And the only way for you to get away from that curse is you have to have a Navajo shaman come and do rituals on you to help
Oh
you
my god.
because, like, after 2 or 3 days, you'll end up freaking breaking up out into fevers and stuff, and you'll die eventually. Like they make claims that people actually die because they're cursed by the skinwalker. What do you think about that? Huh? I think she's gone quiet.
Oh. I
Are you
dropped
there?
it.
Are you there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear
Oh,
me?
now I can.
Okay. So, animals associated with witchcraft usually include tricksters such as the coyote. However, it may include other creatures. So, usually those associated with death or bad omens.
See, and they say that owls can be, and you were saying that people saw owls whenever before they got abducted, and they said owls can be a sign of good luck unless you see them during the day, in which they're a sign of bad luck and associated with bad stuff coming. So, Hey, 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 hey.
Now, they might also possess living animals or people and walk around in their bodies. So that would probably be where the skinwalkers term come from, because they can also possess the bodies of animals and people. Skinwalkers may be male or female. Skinwalker stories told among Navajo children may be complete life and death struggles with that end in either skinwalkers or Navajo in either skinwalker or Navajo killing the other, or partial encounter stories that end in a stalemate. Encounter stories may be composed as Navajo victory stories, with the skinwalkers approach a no with the skinwalkers approaching a Hogan and being scared again. And a Hogan is the primary traditional dwelling of the Navajo people.
A Hogan.
Yeah.
I
And
don't know. I want to see one of these. I don't know what a Hogan
I
is.
can pull it up for you. Here we
Never
go.
heard of a Hogan. Oh, okay.
There you go.
Oh, they're like little hut thingies. Oh, you know what they look like?
Huh.
Those little cabins that. Oh no, 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 no! They didn't. Those were made out of stone. These things are different. I thought they looked like those things we were looking at in Turkey that one time.
Nah, I did learn something else about these structures, and all structures when it comes to the Indians. And
Mm-hmm.
I found it interesting. According to their shaman beliefs, the direction of where the door is facing also determines if the shaman is practicing good magic or if they're practicing bad magic. I forgot which direction the door is
That
supposed
was, of course, the next question. That's wild, really?
to.
See, I
Uh
know that certain people pray to like the east and to the west and stuff like that, and that like matters to certain cultures. But I never even thought about having your doorway made in a certain way to determine whether or not it was good or bad. That's crazy.
Yeah. But
Imagine not knowing what side you're supposed to have the door on, and you
yeah.
put it on the wrong side, and everyone thinks you're evil. You're like, no, 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 I'm really afraid. Yeah, right. We see your door, buddy. We see your door. I'm no clue.
So, now, non-native interpretations of skinwalker stories typically take the form of partial encounter stories on the road, where the protagonist is temporarily vulnerable but then escapes from the skinwalker in a way traditionally seen in Navajo stories. Sometimes Navajo children take European folk stories and substitute skinwalkers for generic killers like the Hook.
The Hook,
Yeah,
like the Captain Hook movie, that was kind of scary.
the Hook, or the Hookman, is an urban legend about a killer with a pirate-like hook for a hand attacking a couple in a parked car. So, okay, I see what it is. Like the old folklore where two lovers go to Lookout Mountain or Lover's Lane, and they hear the story of a serial killer who just broke out of an insane asylum. And,
And then next thing you know, he's attacking them.
and then all of a sudden they hear this weird noise scraping the side of the car, and they become frightened and they grab the keys and turn the ignition on and take off, only to find out that there's blood with a hook sticking in the side of the car.
Hey, 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 hey! Save that juice for tomorrow, man. What are you doing? Man, what?
That's the hook. The hook. But yeah. Now, the traditional stories that I hear in Creepypasta does go according to like what they're saying, except for like usually what happens is a person in a car is sitting out in the desert, or they're driving along the desert, and the ones that are sitting out in the desert sees the skinwalker and then tries to run away, and the person that's driving drives past them and they see the skinwalker. Then they start noticing in their rear view mirror that the skinwalker is running fast and catching up to their vehicle.
I mean, I'm just picturing it. Do you see it when they ride by the guy? Like, no, there's a skinwalker, and he just keeps going like, who cares? And the next thing you know, you see the skinwalker, and you're like slow motion looking at it, like, what is that? And you keep driving, and the next thing you know, it's like coming right for you. That's insane. I don't know. I should probably grab
Now,
it too.
sometimes they incorporate the red eyes, which is a part of the freaking dogman, which I believe you should do that one. You should read this one so that I
Okay,
can.
give me 30 seconds. I have to wash my hands.
Okay. So this is actually the good stuff. This is the dogman. I don't know how good the article is, but I know that this is the good stuff.
We're saying that the dogmen incorporate the red eyes because they were usually
Well, the dogmen are the red eyes. This is like, imagine werewolves, except for when you get bit, you don't turn into a werewolf.
you just keep yourself, and then you have like kind of crazy looking features. Or
I don't want to give away.
okay, all right, I'm going. I'm throwing creamer in this coffee that sat down here, and
I've
then
got
I'm
to run
going.
to the bathroom too, so I'll be right back.
Oh, good. We got a good time. Hey, at least hey, look, at least you tell me. I just kind of go to the bathroom with you on mute.
All right, I'm back and ready.
Okay. The Dogman is one of the most popular cryptoids today, and I can't blame people for liking it. Personally, the Beast of Bray Road is my favorite. Why a cryptoid is deciding to hang around a random road, I don't understand, but I find it extremely funny. But there are a good reason why a lot of people have their doubts about the creature. It's possibly our best example of a cryptoid that was invented. If you look in, I don't even know something like this existed. If you look in cryptozoology, books prior to the 1980s, you won't see any reference to the dogman. That's because there wasn't a dogman. The origins of dogman as a legend really traces back to 1987. Oh wow, they that's interesting. I just think it's funny. It's like, so when did they come? Really? Oh, okay. And it's like she's here. Oh man. Oh boy. Okay. When a radio DJ named Steve Cook aired a song he created called The Legend. Oh yeah, it really was. Anyway, the song was actually an April Fool's Day hoax. Steve had completely made the stories contained in the song up. However, after he premiered the song, he began to receive reports from listeners claiming that they too have seen the creature. That's where the legend of the Dogman began. And today we receive hundreds of reports of the creature. So the dogman really sprang up after a hoax song that people took seriously, not because of a history of genuine sightings. Even a cryptoid like Bigfoot, one that many people are skeptical about, has a much greater history to their sighting. The late author Linda Godfrey, who has probably done the most research into dogmen, reports of anyone alive, only started her research in 1991. Over 4 years after the song was released, side note, her books are pretty good whether or not you believe in dogmen and other cryptoids. In fact, Wikipedia lists several, hold on, you're going too fast. Lists several sightings that were made up by the song in its article. But what about the very few sightings that came before the song? I think the ones before the song can be pretty easily explained as a combination of werewolf legends and folklore stories. Either way, they didn't occur very often and were spread out pretty wide. Nowadays, people fill entire podcasts with reports. If the dogman was real, it would have a much greater history of sightings, especially since sightings are reported all across the United States and even across the world. As for the sightings afterwards, they can probably be chalked up to a combination of misidentifications, bears, wolves, people, Bigfoot, if you believe in them, hoaxes, the Gable film, for example, the human mind turning a sighting of something into else into a dogma. Dogma. The word dog. Keep in mind that this is in addition to there being no good physical videos, photographic or audio evidence, and there being no dogs with
Bipedialism.
bipedalism. Bipedalism. Okay, dogman just doesn't make sense. What is a
Yeah.
dogma?
Now, that honestly, I have to say, is true. Okay. I love the stories. I really do. Okay. But as of date, there is no evidence at all, like sightings with photos or anything. But to be fair, there's very limited amounts of evidence for Bigfoot too. You know what I mean? But I I even checked that out too, and he was right about it. Other than creepy pastas and legitimate claims that they've seen them, it didn't start long ago. Like this, I think Slender Man is the next thing that came along after freaking the Dogmen. But the Dogmen, they're really creepy stories, and I love listening to them. That's all I gotta say. You know what I mean? So if you ask me again if the Dogmen exist, I'm like, hell yeah, they do.
Hmm.
They exist.
But you
But
see how the word dogma and dogmen sound so similar? And
yeah,
then I was just looking up about dogma and something considered as an established opinion. I think that's probably where they get the name from.
probably.
Hmm.
And the story that he was referring to, I can probably run up quick. The Beast of Bray Road movie is what they're talking. And this is Tailing Wisconsin's Werewolf. It's a book by Linda Godfrey. And I believe there's a photo that I can share if I can find it. Oh, that's cool.
And he
B.
spelled cat with two T's. I apologize. My thing might be here right now. And she's so hot. She's so dope. And she has vampire teeth. It's your fault you started me. You got me hooked. He just sent it, and I was like, "Oh wow, that's cool." He said he'll do some more later when he can, but I just took a glimpse at it.
But yeah, this is the 14 facts about the Beast of Bray Road.
Wait a minute, hold on. This is the same thing
Now
we
this
just
is
read. Oh,
this,
you're going to Google that. It's just not on the screen. I got you.
I'll put the post up real quick. That way. No, they're probably extinct. That's what Dan said to you. Have you ever seen a Wendigo?
And he said, no, they're probably extinct. That was his response. But he's heard of it then. He's heard of it.
Nope, they're probably
He didn't say
extinct.
what, yeah, he didn't say what is that. He said, no, they're probably extinct. So
Okay, no, that's the link right there. If you
I'm
want
on
to,
it now.
if you want to check that out.
Oh, wow. See, that's the thing that those people saw in Texas.
Hmm.
It's the exact same thing. Oh, wow. That's wild. The creepiest animal you've never heard of.
The creepiest animal. I'm
The
gonna
beast of Braidwood is a big. Go ahead.
go ahead. I was.
The beast of Braidwood is a Bigfoot-like cryptid. It stands on two legs and could resemble a bear, or in some cases, a wolf. It is very large, intelligent, and brown-gray in color. See, there's too much description for it to be a myth. But Braywood is a country road in Elkhorn, Wisconsin, where the beast was first seen. The local reporter Linda Godfrey, who first covered the story, was so convinced of the eyewitness's account that she wrote the book, The Beast of Braywood, Tailing Wisconsin's Werewolf. She believes the beast is real, but has never had a first-hand experience with it. Many locals consider the beast of Braywood to be a werewolf. Some cryptozoologists consider it only another series of Bigfoot sightings. Eyewitness accounts date back to the oh man, these stupid ads. Hold on.
Yep.
Eyewitness, there it is. Eyewitness accounts date back to the formation of the state, but most sightings of the beast of Braywood occurred between 1989 and 1991. Here is one woman's first-hand account from 1999. The beast may go all the way back to the very first settlers in Wisconsin who described who described canine features who would attack and then vanish without a trace. Here is someone's first-hand experience with the beast of Braywood. I lived in the town of Franklin, Wisconsin. This was about 1997 to 98. We had just moved into a brand new subdivision and were currently the only house that was built. The rest of the area for a long distance was empty. Lots on what used to be the adjoining farm's old land. Our backyard had a running creek. On the other side of the creek was some bushes and a single lane road with an old wooden street light that gave off an orange hue about 30 yards or so away. It was a warm summer night and I was having a sleepover with one of my friends. We had all the lights off and were planning hide and seek, excuse me, and were playing hide and seek in the dark. I went back into our sunroom and saw something crouched over, illuminated through the bush and the orange streetlight. I'm not sure how to describe its body posture. You know how when you're ready to throw up and you hunch over on your knees and palms? Uh, it says I was similar to, but I guess it was similar to that. Its breaths were so deep and heavy that you could see its chest heaving from the distance. We had a 140-pound Akita who stood 6 feet on his hind legs. I could easily tell that whatever this was dwarfed my Akita. I also knew that it wasn't any type of dog or wolf. Its hind legs were thick and muscular like a man's, but its body tapered at the abdomen and head like a wolf or canine. I called out to my friend who came over and just said, "What the fuck is that?" to me, trying not to make much noise. What the beep? We said, you're gonna have to get a beep button. We sat there as it was hunched over for a good 30 minutes. My dad, who was a hard ass Vietnam vet, came out to see what the hell we were doing up so late. We asked what it was, and he just said, "I don't know." He then went outside as we stayed in. Scared for my dad, he had one of those old megalights that had the power of 1,000 candles and took it with him. He stood in the driveway and shined it on whatever we were watching. It looked back at us, and honestly, I don't remember its eye color. What I do remember is that when it took off into the bush, it took off upright, like a sprinter from the on all four stance. My dad heard it splash through the creek and hightailed it in. he was one of those, excuse me, it was one of those fucked up moments you don't really talk about because people will think you were crazy. When I heard about it so many years later, I immediately knew I seen it too.
There you go. I figured we would just do one of them because they've got tons of this, and like you said, it's pretty spammy. Well, there's only one more story there, isn't there? Do you want me to read it?
This you can, it's up to you. I can, it doesn't matter. Yeah, you can read it.
Okay. Because I just scrolled down a little bit. There's only a little bit there.
You say you have pop-up blockers. Mine has ads popping up in the middle while I'm reading, which is so
Yeah. I'm just back out of that. Okay, now, another first-hand account. This took place in Claiborne, Texas in October 2016 at around 1 a.m. Me and my girlfriend were sitting outside on my dad's porch smoking a cigarette. It was dark, so it was pretty hard to see. I also want to make a note that my dad lived on about 300 acres of vacant land, and he did. Did you already read this?
No.
Okay. And he did, for a fact, have many wild animals that roamed at night as well as cattle. So we were pretty used to seeing wild hogs, coyotes, raccoons, and even wild turkeys approach the house once the sun went down. This didn't seem like any of those things. There were no streetlights, and the closest neighbor was about 2 football fields away.
Oh wow. So I knew it wasn't that.
We noticed something creepy through the grass about 30 feet away from the porch. The movement reminded us of a coyote, but this, whatever it was only about 4.5 feet tall and were from 7 to 10 feet long. Its body was pressed completely against the ground and its head turned towards us, almost as if I was. Hold on a minute. Almost as if I was stalking. It was stalking us as prey.
Oh gosh.
We were pretty freaked out when we noticed, so we grabbed our cigarettes and our shoes. But that's when things got even freakier. This thing had been crawling towards a medium-sized tree, and as it passed behind the tree, it didn't reappear on the other side. Could it have climbed the tree, or perhaps stood upright behind the tree, hiding, watching? I did not stay. Hold on a minute.
She's so cute.
This.
I know your people have to be super grateful for you. They have to be though.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I
Now, this thing happened, had been crawling towards a medium-sized tree, and it passed behind the tree. It didn't reappear on the other side. Could have climbed the tree, or perhaps stood upright behind the tree, hiding, watching. I did not stay around to find out. All I know is that the footstep stops, so it wasn't running away out of view. My girlfriend suggested we go get a flashlight and try to scare it off, to which I responded, "Are you fucking crazy? Get inside now." After searching Wikipedia, I thought it might have been the beast of Bray Road, or maybe a werewolf. Sean Hannity. Oh wait, no, hold up. I've spent some time on Bray Road. A good friend of mine has too. you hear things in the woods, maybe see shadows in the fields, but I've never had a true sighting of anything. Just a creepy being, just a creepy being watch feeling. But that could simply be nerves, as you're expecting, hoping for something to happen. My friend has experienced quite a bit and has some expressive EVPs from different areas. I had something on two legs running in front of me on the northern side of Madison, Middleton, in Wisconsin, but it happened so fast it's hard to say what it was, or could have been deer, wolf, coyote, or lunging. It seemed pretty big. Skeptics believe the beast of Bray Road is actually a wild dog, and eyewitness accounts are skewed by mass hysteria. And that's
Really? Not that can walk on two legs.
yeah. So that's pretty interesting. Yeah, I'm sorry about the interruption and everything about that.
No, your mom's so cute. You know I love her.
Yeah. Oh, when she keeps doing it because she wants to bang on the door and asks for me to go get potato chips, it gets kind of annoying.
How cute is that though? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just cute. Okay, Mom, just hold on. What is Roger? I love how she says your name, Roger. Like, hold on. It's just so funny. She's so cute to me.
But anyhow, we did put some scary stories into the Dogman, and that, at least we did. But I did want to do the first one so that everybody understood that, yeah, these stories are pretty cool, and I do like them. But understand that they only cropped up here recently. They're not like really old folklores.
Especially this Dogman one. That last story that got told was 2016 instead. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Not even 10 years ago.
Well, the guy in the one that was talking about it, he said that the radio show was done in the 80s. The one that you read.
Yeah, 1987 is when it started.
Yeah, so it's actually got a pretty good history there. That's 97, 2017. So you're looking at 36 years. That's pretty good amount.
Sounds about right.
So, with that being said, we should probably get this done and over with so that I can go get my mom some potato chips.
What kind of potato chips does she want?
She's probably wanting some. I usually get her the variety pack stuff because you can get different types.
Yeah.
But she likes
the plain and sour cream and onion.
She likes sour cream mostly.
Do you guys have orange sour cheddar, like the orange cheddar ones? It's like sour cream and orange cheddar chips. You have there? Yeah.
She likes that.
The boys like that too. I just like when they eat them when we're like out because they turn their teeth orange and then it looks like they brush their teeth all day, and they love to talk to everyone and smile all in their face, and I'm like, oh, stop showing your mouth, please. But yeah, no, those are one of their favorites. Those and spicy chips. I'm sure your mama likes them spicy chips though.
She can't handle spices no more. It hurts her.
Yeah, that's how it usually goes for a lot of people. Even other people, like even if they can't, or like even like younger, sometimes it doesn't really matter. Spice is too much. So
let's go ahead and wrap this up before my mom starts going crazy.
Okay, no making mom upset. Okie dokie. Well, today was a good day. We definitely touched on really great subjects, and tomorrow we have story time, so that'll be cool.
Yeah. And I will see you then, and maybe we'll get some stuff straightened out and go from there.
Okay, I'm gonna send you the picture that Raptor sent me.
All right. Well, post it in the chat, and I'll check it out.
Okay.
And that'd be cool to share with everybody too. So.
Yeah, they can see what we have going on. Maybe we'll get some more people on the Rapid Glitch.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But okie dokie, I'll see you tomorrow then. Thanks for everything.
You too.
Have a good night. Be safe.
You too.